that's why it's a good idea to do internships. That way you can, like he's saying, kind of a hands-on, and you can get a feel for it, like to see if you're actually going to like what you're doing, or maybe you won't like it, but it gives you a chance to go out there and try. And I mean, I was kind of the same way when I first came, but I decided to go with criminal justice. I really like the field, and things go the way planned. I'll take 15 hours in the spring, 9 in the summer, walk in May and graduate in July. And I've got a great foothold in the door of the juvenile office. I'm not saying that that's a great high dollar paying job, but it's what I want to do because I want to help you. I mean, so that's where I want to be. But I've tried out a lot of different other things while going to college, and that's what I kind of did. Just start out with the general classes, and just kind of went from there. And that's basically what you do. Just give yourself a chance because it'll come to you. I mean, when I first started, one of my obstacles really was technology. I mean, like computers and Blackboard and all of this stuff. I was like, wow. But, you know, I went, got one-on-one with them, and they showed me how to do it. And, I mean, I still type like this. You know, I probably won't ever change that. I'm faster than them. But, I mean, I would really encourage you guys, of everything that we've said today, really don't hesitate to go to our leaders here because they will do everything in their power to help you. And they have, I mean, who knows, 4 years for me, and I'm fixing to be done. But they have been a big part of my success, a big part of me making it through college. And like you said about friends, I mean, me and him's been friends since I've been coming to school here. And we're great friends. I've met a lot of people that I'm really close to. And for you, what's your name? Kendrick. I think I might have called you and welcomed you Project Stay. Hey, good looking out, man. I mean, seriously. I mean, there's going to be times you're going to go hang out, sure. You know, but one thing that I would suggest is that'll help you is find someone that's serious about school, that's serious about studying, serious about making it, and get with that person. Because those are the people that are going to make sure and help you succeed and while you help them along. And I mean, because a lot of the young kids today think that life is just one big party, and they think that school is one big party, but it's not. This is your future. You know what I mean? This is you. You don't have to be sitting there 37 years old. I mean, I'm proud that I'm going to be graduating, but you know, just get it done now, and that way, everything else you don't have to worry about. Maybe having a family and balancing, which I've gotten to where I can do that now, and everything's running smoothly. But get with somebody that's focused, man. I'm not telling you not to have fun because you need recreation too, but man, just make wise choices, make wise decisions, and you won't have to pay for things later. You know what I mean? So,
I know my first couple of semesters here at Missouri Southern, they were really rough. I was getting over the loss of a fiance, so I could often be seen on campus crying, and you'd often see me either in Dory's office or down at the counseling offices talking to a counselor, you know, because that was the only way I could get through, but I did survive those first couple of semesters. They were rough, but I got through them with help.
So really, I mean, we're all, you know, at times struggling to make it through there. It doesn't matter if you're just, you know, student representative, you know, we're all dealing with various issues, and we just have to keep after it. So what I hope that we gather from this is that there are resources on campus where you can get help. There's people who you can talk to, you know, obviously meeting people, have friends, because you can always kind of vent to them. They can give you their advice. You can always come to our office at any time. You know, we always say, you know, we might not have the answer, but we can find that answer for you. And so, you know, I think what we've covered today should be pretty productive out there. So don't hesitate to ask. You know, one of the persons who, you know, my background's a little bit different. You know, I dropped out of high school, or middle school really, it was 8th grade, and then I went through a literacy program and learned how to read. So I was 19, I was reading at 3rd grade reading level, and I had a tutor who, you know, taught me how to read, and then I got my GED and then went to college. And one of the things that he told me very early on was don't hesitate to ask, because he was a straight A student in high school. He flunked out of college because he wouldn't ask for help. You know, he was overwhelmed. He went to a very small high school, and then he was at a huge university, and he just kind of got caught up in that, and he wouldn't ask. He ended up, you know, dropping out. He never went back. And so that was one of his regrets. So he told me, especially when I was getting ready to start college, is like, you know, don't be scared, you know, to ask for help. He says, you're willing to ask for help, with your reading problem. If you struggle in any academics or whatsoever, ask, because, he just reinforced that was one big regret, that he had. And so there's no shame in asking. So, I mean, the real shame is not asking, because, it could have, fixed things, and you would have been able to graduate instead of dropping out. That could be the difference there. So definitely ask for help if needed.
I'll just add one more thing, sorry.
We're preaching now, by the way.
Set realistic goals. Set realistic goals for yourself. Don't try to do something that, that's going to overwhelm you, or that's just too much. Just start off with something small. Accomplish that, and then move on from there. Because, that's what I did. And like her, I got the upcoming leadership award my first year, and I was at UE, what's it called, course assistant for a little while. But I would just say set realistic goals, because once you accomplish that one, then you'll move on to the next one. And from there, before you know it, graduation.
And I did exactly what Stephanie she talked about in her presentation, was that it's like study for around that 15 minutes. For me, that worked, because when I first started college, the first 2 weeks I felt really overwhelmed. I was afraid that I was going to flunk out. I just felt like I couldn't keep up with everything. And eventually, I was taking a class very similar to the UE class, but we called it something different, like an academic success class. And, they told me, just break things up. Spend 15, 20 minutes, whatever it takes, on one subject, take a break, go do something else, come back, work on it again. And I just started breaking it up, because I was spending like 4 or 5 hours getting myself burned out where I didn't want to look at it. And normally after an hour anyway, I wasn't very that effective because I was already tired. And so I started doing that 15 minutes at a time. And I would do this kind of throughout the day, but I definitely studied a lot more at nighttime, because I was more of a night person. So you do find that peak time, where you perform better. And so I definitely, when she was talking about that, I could agree 100%. Now everyone's different. Sometimes 15 minutes is not enough. You have to find, where your happy medium is. But for me, it was around that 15, 20 minutes range. And so you just have to find what works. That's kind of what you do in college. Everyone's different. You find what works for you. So, and I think that's all we've got.
Make sure you fill out your, don't they?
Yes,
Yeah.
evaluation
Evaluation
forms.
form.
Fill out your evaluation form. So put those in.